Commission, notice is hereby given that the Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for the purposes of gathering public comment on the revisions to the stormwater and erosion control bylaw regulations and the Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw regulations. The public hearing on the above matter will be held in the town of Walpole, 135 School Street, Walpole, Mass, on June 26, 2019, beginning at 7:30. All interested persons are requested to be present. John Wiley, Chairman, Walpole Conservation Commission, and this has been continued several times.
You're suggesting is we continue this until October 14th? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so someone want to make that a motion to continue the bylaw hearing?
I'll
until...
move it. I'll second.
Okay, second, any further discussion? All in favor? We'll do a roll call here. We just start with the new person on the end. So Bailey, what we do is just go down through the individually and vote for whatever it is, either aye or no. So this is for continuing the hearing until October 14th until 7 p.m. Bailey? Did you hear? Are you there?
State your name and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Doug?
Aye.
This is Doug. Aye.
Video?
Aye.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Did now,
Oh.
yes.
Bailey Zimba, aye.
Betsy?
Betsy's mute.
What happened to your
Betsy, you're
sound?
muted. Unmute.
I saw her say aye. I can't hear her.
Betsy, we can't hear you.
Okay, I,
I was just
Very
about to
good.
do this.
and would you please send me the report? Thank you.
Okay. Al?
Aye.
And Jack, aye. So unanimous. That's 600. So we'll continue that hearing. So the next hearing is. Okay.
Betsy, I sent it to you again. Okay.
You pay your bill, Betsy? Okay. Next hearing is Town of Walpole Conservation Commission Notice Intent Public Hearing. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, notice hereby given the intent of 55 BH LLC / 55 SS LLC for the construction of 300 residential units in a mixture townhome, single-family home, and apartment structure with associated grading, utilities, and drainage, a portion of which is within the outer riparian zone of Cedar Swamp Brook, 100-foot DVW, and 3 on-site vernal pools located at 55 Summer Street, map 308, block 52, lots 56 and 60, and a portion of 307-52-78. Plans are on file at the Conservation Commission office and online at the town website. Public hearing on the above matter will be held by a Zoom conference June 24th, 2020, beginning at 7 p.m. All interested person requested to be present. The hearing's been opened and continued, and representing the applicant.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Joanna Giorgio Hilbert from Mackey & Mackey, representing the applicant. Mr. Chairman, we have submitted a request that the hearing be continued tonight without testimony. The applicant received 2 days ago the peer review report from Beta, and in order to provide substantive response to the report, the applicant is requesting a continuance to the next hearing so that we may provide a response to the report.
Next hearing, we've got a pretty full agenda, so we're going to continue this until September 23rd, I believe the date is.
Yes, that's correct.
September 23rd. Let's see, we had something else on
So at 7:15,
7:15 p.m. on September 23rd. Someone want to make that a motion?
So move. Second.
Second? Okay, Al made the motion, Emilio seconded it. So, all in favor, and we'll go down the list. Bailey? You say aye. You there?
This is Bailey. Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
aye. Yes, we heard you, Bailey. Okay, so the hearing is continued until September 23rd at 7:15. What we want to do is have a site visit prior to that with Beta and with Landis and with as many of the commission members as possible. So, looking at everybody here, what is availability? I was thinking preferably during the week and during the day. I don't know, Emilio, what's your situation with availability during the day?
Well, I'm gainfully employed now, so as soon as I can get there is 4:30.
Could do a 4:30. Okay. And Bailey, what's your situation during the normal work day?
I had to. Move.
yeah, she seems to be having problems. You logged back in, but you're still cutting out.
Yeah, I'm having some trouble. I apologize.
We can hear you now.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Did you hear the question? What's your availability during the day?
I did. Which day?
A weekday. We haven't decided to pick the day, just whether you're
Any
available.
weekday? It kind of depends on the day, but mornings or late afternoons are typically pretty good. Or a lunch hour.
Okay, I'm thinking, well, it's going to take more than a lunch hour. I'm thinking, all right,
Okay.
this would be after September 1st. Land is going to be out the last week in August, and next week is not good. So we're into September. At that point, we probably got a couple of hours of daylight. Do we want to do, does a 4:30? We could make it at 4:30, Emilio?
Yes.
Okay. So if we met at 4:30, it would give us a couple hours. Otherwise, we'd have to do it on a Saturday. So, any preferences?
Well, Jack, why are we not considering a Saturday? Because it could be a little tight, everyone getting there at 4:30, 2 people coming from work. Why are we not doing a Saturday?
That's the other alternative.
I mean, I could do 4:30. It just feels a little tight for the size of the site and the complexity.
Right. It's just the issue is we'd have to confirm with Beta that they would be available.
Saturdays are fine for Beta, I asked.
Okay. And Landis, is okay with you?
Sure.
All right, so why don't we make it a Saturday? Looking at the calendar, we've got September 5th or 12th? I would suggest we try the 5th. Now, that is Labor Day weekend, if anybody has any big things going on. Which September? Okay, let's go down the list here. Bailey, would September 5th work for you? Bailey?
Maybe come back to her. She's frozen again.
Emilio?
Yes.
What was that?
Okay. I don't have any issues.
Okay, Betsy?
Both 5th and 12th are fine for me the entire day right now.
Okay, Doug?
I'm good for both. Either Saturday looks good.
Okay, Hal?
September 5 is fine.
Okay, it's okay with me, so let's do September 5.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I may, I know the applicant would like to be present as well, and I believe they are available most Saturdays, but could we look at the 5th and the 12th just to make sure that everyone will be there on the 5th?
So Al, are you available on the 12th as well?
Sure.
Okay, so we've got everybody who's available on the 5th or the 12th.
Did we hear from Bailey?
Bailey, have you? Did we get anything?
My internet connection is so bad right now. I am so sorry, but I believe yes.
Okay.
Either of those will work.
That's okay with you too. Okay. So yes, then we can do either the 5th or the 12th.
Okay.
What
Then
time?
why don't you let Joanna confirm with the applicant's group, and then we'll pick either the 5th or the 12th.
Now, 9 a.m. Will that work for everybody?
Yep.
Anybody with a problem with 9 a.m.? So schedule a site
Yes.
visit for either the 5th or the 12th at 9 a.m. and we'll meet at the site. Everybody knows where the site is?
I believe so.
Okay, and it's right across across the street from the South Walpole Post Office on the other side of the tracks. You'll see, can't miss it. Okay, Joanna, is that okay?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I will confirm with the applicant and coordinate with Landis.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're set for a site visit. Now, our next hearing is at 7:45. So we have some time in between to do other things. So that's, you can stay tuned in if you want, Joanna. You have something better to do, that's fine. Good to see you, and we look forward to either the site visit or the next hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Although I can't think of much more riveting things I would like to do on a Wednesday night, I think I will take that opportunity to go do some dishes or something.
I've got some here if you need more.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, good night. Okay, we have minutes from our last meeting, which was July 7th. Does anyone want to move those minutes?
I will move them.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second them.
Okay, Mito, so that was the second. All in favor? Aye. Let's see, go down the list. Bailey, you can abstain. Doug?
Aye.
Medio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, so the minutes are approved. Let's see what else we have for general business. All right, under the, we have a request for a certificate of compliance from the farms. Is that ready, Landis?
Yes, it is. So this is the new Cumberland Farms on Main Street. There was construction quite a long time ago. We got the as-built a while ago. And then we were waiting for the plantings that were done in the rear and for the botanist to certify that they were complete. So everything's been completed and they can get their certificate of compliance.
Okay, someone want to move that?
Oh, before we go forward, Al had an issue with trash back there. They squared that away?
Every time I go there, I take kind of a peek in the back. So I can't say that it's clean all the time, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
better than it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Signs are up.
And we had that as a continuing condition, didn't we?
Yes,
For them to
yeah.
keep that clean?
Yeah, so I'll make sure to add the continued conditions to the certificate.
When you send out the certificate, you might just add a note to that of reminding them that that's their duty is to keep that area clean.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we've got motion made and seconded to approve the request for certificate of compliance.
I don't think it was seconded, but I'll second it. I don't know, Emilio, did you motion that?
Neither motion nor second, no.
Okay, Emilio, you move it, I'll second it.
All right, I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, I don't know, Bailey, are you with us? You can abstain since you're not familiar with this.
I'll abstain. Thank
Okay.
you.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. So that's a 5-0-1. Okay, so that's done.
So just a note on that, they did contact me and they're going to be placing some test wells, not in the rear where the wetlands of the riverfront area is, but in between the Cumberland Farms and the countertop business along the line there. So if you see activity there, that's what they are, and they're really just putting down wells. It's not going to be invasive to the area at all, but they have to do some testing for some of the cleanup that occurred there.
You mean something recently happened that needs to be cleaned up?
No, it happened a while ago. It happened back when they cleaned up the tanks. They replaced the tanks, they took the old tanks out and they cleaned them up.
Okay, everybody all right? Okay. We've got a request for an extension for Bullitt Street. Is this a real old one?
Yeah, this is a real old one. This is John McChesney's house that it's been going on for years. With first the enforcement order and the replication area, and then the house. And he just has some more to do, but the order of conditions is going to expire, so he's asked for an extension.
That. Will somebody move that
Move it?
extension? Okay, that's
Second.
Betsy, we got a second? Emilio, second, okay. All in favor, Bailey, again, if you're not sure, this is an ongoing project, and this is just the applicant's request for an extension of the order of conditions. So you can either abstain, since you're not familiar with it, or vote with it. Your choice.
Aye. Thank you.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, unanimous 6-0-0. Okay.
So we have 2 other certificates of compliance, don't we?
We do, yes.
Okay, fine.
Jack, if you look at the report.
In the report, okay, we'll find that.
It should be on the agenda too.
It's not on my agenda.
Oh, I think I sent you guys a revised agenda.
Okay,
Well, look at my report.
okay,
So there's,
Alright.
the next one is 965.
oh, okay, 965
West Street.
Main Street.
It should actually be West Street.
Oh,
That,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I put Main Street. It's 965 West Street. It's the house with a really long driveway that the landscaper owned that went way in the back, and he was just doing some grading in his backyard, and putting some additional fill there and then grading it down to try to, he was a ways from the wetlands. And he did complete that.
okay. Someone make that a motion?
I'll move it.
We got a second?
Second.
Emilio, okay, thank you. All in favor? Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, 600. So then we have another one at Lincoln Road.
Yep, so this one was on our agenda for a while because when it was first submitted, the grass wasn't growing and it was still unstable. So now it's complete. The backyard is well grassed, and you can issue the certificate.
Okay, someone move that.
I'll move it.
Okay, we got a second?
Second.
Good enough from Betsy and Emilio, so all in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye. 600. All right, on enforcement orders, that Brookside Village, anything new going on there?
No, I haven't received anything new from them. So I'm not sure. They didn't themselves submit anything, and I didn't receive anything from the building inspector, so I have to find out what they had to work with him with what the action that he had done against the wall, and they were supposed to submit revised plans for the wall they actually put in. I didn't receive anything yet.
Palmer Avenue.
So Palmer Ave, I did have a meeting with John Glosser and Michael Wade and David Parkinson, and we went over the old file with the plans from when the septic system was redone and the path, and gave a pretty clear picture to them that they needed to submit and get into the works, I believe is what they were going to be planning on doing, revegetating that area, the wetlands that was disturbed, as well as the 25-foot no alteration area, and restore the stone wall, and report back in detail on the 9th.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay, so we'll continue that on our agenda for the next meeting. Okay. And I don't think that nothing is changed at 1900 Main Street. We need to probably talk with the town administration and see what what's going on there. Be my suggestion that we run that through town administrator first and then decide what we should do.
Right.
You know, there's nothing that's come up any discussions with you, Landis?
No. I'm not sure what's, how the town, how the town has been moving forward.
Probably time we decide what we want to do, but I think so. But we need to clarify what the town is doing at this point.
Okay.
See, under correspondence, you have an issue at Ross Common with the Ponce River Watershed Association.
Well, the Ponce River Watershed Association sent a email to Conservation Commission and Planning Board, and well, me and Kate and Ashley Clark, with a letter that they had issued a violation letter to Whitman Homes, because the Neponset, who is the holder of the CR, had some concerns with the open space parcels. So during construction, the temporary construction easement was used, and that was on the open space, and it wasn't really brought back to a vegetated state. There just put a bunch of wood chips there, and there was a couple other areas where there was mounds of dirt, and so they need to have they need Whitman Homes to address this, and they wanted to have assistance, and wanted the planning board, who also holds the conservation holds a conservation document regarding the restriction as well, and make sure that Whitman's Homes is also following the order of conditions. So I have a meeting tentatively scheduled for next week on, I think it's the 19th, to meet with the engineer out there to go over sort of a punch list for the different lots that they're applying for certificate of compliances for. So I was gonna address it at that time and see if I can get Carl, the town engineer, to come out, and maybe a representative from the Ponce River Watershed Alliance can help address those issues.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay. What else do we have here?
We have like some things on the back of this, the semi-annual groundwater monitoring, Green International Affiliates, and a minor modification.
Well, right, so on your correspondence, so the semi-annual groundwater monitoring document is for the bird landfill that we get every year. And it's about that thick, but there's nothing significant or change in that area at this point.
Is that the area with the solar field?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The Green International Affiliates is the company that's working on the Route 1A repair restoration project that they came before us with a couple small areas where there was wetlands, and also just to show us what they were going to do with the bridge at Main Street and North Street. So they through their Army Corps of Engineers permit, the Army Corps had questions about a few relatively minor stuff that they had to adjust. So they sent a document which outlines the changes. I thought they were really pretty minor that didn't even really need to go through a formal minor modification process. But I put it on the agenda so that the commission would be aware that those changes were made.
See, there's another request for modification at Boyden Estates.
Right, so then I got a request for minor modification from Wall Street Development for Lot 6 Boyden Estates, 315-12-14. And I didn't put it under a formal modification. If if we can, I'll put it on for the next agenda, but basically I looked at the request and asked the question, well, the request was to take the roof runoff, and which is supposed to be directed into infiltration units, and direct it specifically just to the wetlands area. And I asked Mr. Petrozzi, as well as his engineer from GLM Engineering, if it was included in the subdivision that they calculated in the infiltration of the water and the roof drains, and they did. So he can't do it. It's not even a request because he can't.
What was the rationale?
What?
What was the rationale for wanting to not infiltrate?
He doesn't want to purchase, I don't know, you'd have to ask him, but I'm just guessing. He doesn't want to purchase infiltration structures, big holes, put them in there, attach the roof leaders, and do that, because it's much easier to just run the roof drain leader towards the wetlands and be done with it. But he'd have to change. He'd have to go back to the subdivision order of conditions, and I imagine the subdivision decision by the planning board, because it all took into account the infiltration from the roof drains.
We need to send him a letter. Is that the way to handle this?
Yeah, I would send him a letter. I sort of did this discussion through email, but I'll send him a formal letter as well. It's not a minor modification. Can't happen.
Yeah, just that we've reviewed this and that is not, doesn't conform to the subdivision plan. And he would need to make sure that that is installed according to the subsurface drainage is incorporated according to the plan. And does that require supervision? Or?
Yeah, when they set the infiltration unit, they call generally the engineering department, and they go out and verify that it's correct.
Okay, all right, just remind them that that's required. Okay. Now, do we have anything for town meeting? Obviously, we're not going to have our regulations revised for full town meeting.
No, we don't have to bring the regulations to town fall meeting. It's not a change of the bylaw, it's just a change of the regulations. So we don't have to do that. The only thing that would be on the town fall meeting warrant is that I did put in capital budget requests for Clark's Pond and Turner's Pond for the continued treatment of algae and invasive species and monitoring. So at Clark's Pond, it's a monitoring plan that Solitude Lake Management goes, I think, every 2 or 3 months and reviews the pond, the health, takes some water tests, and and then sees if they need to treat for algae or other invasives. And then for Turner's, there's specific vegetation that they've been treating for. So I put in for that again. I also put in a request for Memorial Ponds, but Jim Johnson said there's still money remaining from the other Memorial Pond accounts, so we can use those funds for treatment.
So I just happened to see Roger Turner the other day, and he asked me to ask us, or you, to keep an eye on the purple loosestrife. Apparently it's going to have a good year this year.
Yeah, I've noticed that already.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I think it's really pretty. But anyway, Rogers wanted to know whether that was on anyone's agenda for doing anything.
It's so for Clark's Pond, what they do is they kind of look at the pond and notice what needs to happen and take care of it. It includes submerged plants as well as border plants. So if it starts popping up there, then we can ask them to do something about it. I know I have noticed it at other places where I haven't noticed it before. So we'll keep an eye on it. We have a little more money that we can add something if we have to. So.
Right now, it looks really just patchy and almost self-limiting. I mean, here and there, a little sprig in amongst the cattails, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it can take hold, and I think there might be a little bit around Memorial Pond. I mean, Memorial Pond is so low right now that the cattails are starting to pop up where we just took them out, and it doesn't look as pretty as it did when the water was high.
The other thing, I also ran into Roger, and Landis, did you make a note regarding the request to put up signs on Mill Pond Road for no motorized boats on Turner Pond?
I'm writing it down right now. I remember you mentioned that to me.
Funny, Roger's not a member, but he's getting his say here.
That's okay.
Everyone keeps running into him.
Okay.
So I have a request, because we have like about 5 minutes or 6 minutes before the next hearings, which are all about swimming pools. I'm just wondering, it might make it a little smoother if Landis could remind us what our typical boilerplate is on swimming pools. I mean, typically it includes, don't discharge into the wetlands when you're cleaning your pool, don't use chlorine, use salt water, so that we don't have to repeat it like 5 times. Like what do we typically have for boilerplate for orders and conditions for swimming pools?
Sorry, I was just reading my notes. I didn't put it in my. I think it sort of has evolved over the years, because there used to be cartridges and there used to be backwash, and now there isn't all that. These are the technology has really seemed to have changed the pool, but I think the recent one has been pool water shall be dechlorinated / desalted prior to discharge.
Okay, and so we don't need to mention old-fashioned technology. Because we have enough of these hearings on pools that we don't want to keep repeating stuff that's not relevant. Right?
That's the standard, as you said, the boilerplate for pools, right, Landis?
Yeah. Yes.
Going in for any pool, okay. Whether
Right, so we can focus on what's new and different for each one of these.
Okay. All right. Do we have anything else while we're waiting for our 7:45 appointment? Okay, just Bailey, what we have is you had the agenda, I assume, so that our next hearing is at 7:45, so we have to wait till 7:45 to open that hearing. And the normal procedure is to read the announcement or the advertisement into the record, and then have the applicant make a presentation, and then we go around the commission and ask any questions or comments that anyone has. So that's the typical procedure. Do you have any questions of what we're doing or why we're doing it?
I did notice that it refers to plans, and I didn't see any, and I'm probably just missing them. Being new to this and all, I didn't know, do we get to see the pool plans?
The applicant will present plans when they make their presentation.
Okay.
In the future, if you want to see, they're on Landis. What do you normally do with these? Are they online?
Right. So prior COVID, we would be sitting around a desk and everyone would have a packet in front of them. So currently now I put all the plans on the town's website. So if you go to the Walpole website and you go to conservation, it says application and plans under review by the Conservation Commission. And there's notice of intents and plans that you can look at. I can also send them to you specifically, PDFs, as long as they're not that large. So just, you can let me know what you like. Some people like hard copies. I can mail them to you or drop them off also. So whatever works best for you, we want to make sure that you do get all the information that you need to make a good decision.
Thank you so much.
Either I can go on the website, or I can send you PDFs, or I can drop them off.
I should be able to go on the website. Definitely don't print more paper on my behalf, please.
Yeah.
Maybe I can catch you later on exactly where they are, and that's fine.
Yeah. So if you go to the Walpole website and you go up to boards and commissions, Conservation Commission up there at the top. That at the top is boards and commissions, and it's a drop down menu, and it should say Conservation Commission.
Yes, yep.
Are you there? Okay. So then
Yes.
over on the left hand side, it says application and plans and review by the Conservation Commission.
Yes.
Click on that, and then all the attachments. Can you see them now?
I
All the
can.
PDFs.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
If I may, given we have one more minute, is there anything special I should know about the surrounding forest or land in this neighborhood?
You mean for these particular applications?
Yes, because they're all in the same neighborhood, it
Right, yeah.
appears, and they kind of front some forest area, it looks like.
Yep. You can ask that of the presenter. I believe it's going to be John Glosser, who I can see is there. If you look at the plan, you can see we have a 25-foot no alteration area, and then the edge of the wetlands. This is a relatively new subdivision off of Winter Street. But save that question for John, and he can let you know.
Not John, is he? John's not
Oh,
doing
no,
it.
Joyce, sorry. That's right, John's doing the E's. Joyce is doing the Civita pools. Sorry.
Okay, we can begin. Town of Walpole, notice of intent, Conservation Commission, public hearing, of course, Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act. Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent of Gregory Clinton to construct an in-ground pool located at 8 Civita Drive within 100 feet of bordering vegetative wetland. Plans are filed at the Conservation Commission office. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in Walpole Town Hall or via virtually accessible video on August 12th, 2020, beginning 7:45 p.m. All interested persons request to be present. The time is now 7:46. So I have a letter from the Board of Health. This applies to all four of these Civita Drive hearings, lot 8, 11, 12, and 15. The Board of Health will not be meeting prior to when comments are due. Therefore, the Health Department would like to reiterate the Board of Health stance. They're not in favor of construction within the wetland buffer zone. The Board continues to urge applicants to adopt the standard best practices for mosquito mitigation and work within Norfolk County mosquito control for spraying and standing water treatments. Institute regular cleaning of gutters and provide proper grading of buffer zone areas in order to prevent low points that draw and hold water. In addition, the board always advises applicants to be aware to take appropriate measures to store all pool chemicals properly and to only discharge dechlorinated pool water in the pool when draining. I guess based on this, that's another kind of our standard is chemical storage for pools. I think you have something on that as standard, Landis.
Right.
Right, so.
Did I send you the other comments? So I was,
That's the only one I got.
okay, so the planning board gave me a comment today that they don't have a comment.
Okay.
Then there is a letter from Carl Baldoff, town engineer, and this is directed at the notice of intents for 8, 11, 12, 15 Precipita Drive, proposing ground pools. He's reviewed all the plans, and all the plans show relatively minimal proposed grading to accomplish the pool construction. No other grading is shown. Therefore, the commission may consider a condition of approval requiring all excavated material to be removed except the material required to achieve the grading shown. The intent is to discourage one site grading intended to waste fill. Number 2, foundation drains are not shown on the plan. However, if they are encountered within the pool excavation, they will need to be rerouted. 3, all applications are within the primary recharge area under the town's zoning. It is possible that the proposed additional impervious area on lot 8 and 12 may require the addition of recharge under section 12(3)(a) 2D of zoning. The commission could leave their decision receptive to adding this if required by the building commissioner. And the finance is fine.
Those comments from the town engineer, Landis, you want to just hold those out so that we include those in our order of conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we have anyone representing the applicant?
Good evening, my name is Joyce Hastings from GLM Engineering. May I share my screen?
Yeah, yes, Joyce, go ahead.
You have to enable me.
Oh. Is Mike on? How do I do you know how I do that? I think usually Mike enables screen share. Host disabled participants. Yeah, I think that's usually Mike Donovan. So I don't know.
What's our problem?
Who is hosting tonight? Landis, are you
It must be me. I guess it's me. Sorry, this is new to me.
Can you enable me?
Do you know where I would go to do that, Joyce?
You should have, let's see.
Where it says screen sharing, it just says host disabled participant screen sharing. Do that.
I don't know.
Okay, well, then we might just have to go with, I mean, does everyone have access to the plans?
I'll go get access. Can Joyce hold, I mean, I have Joyce on speaker view right now, so she's big. So she could also hold them up. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. Some of us can get the plans easier than others. So Joyce, I don't know.
The only problem I have, if you give me 3 seconds here, this is, I just need to print it out because I have them on, give me 2 seconds.
or Landis, maybe you can, because I don't know if Al is gonna immediately go get them from the website.
Got a set of drawings here. Does anybody else have the plans?
I don't.
I have a hard copy.
Mine is printing out right now. Give me just let me go
I'm
grab
going
it.
to get them. All right, for what it's worth, I just went and got them, so I have them. I'm just thinking that not everyone's going to.
Al has hard copies.
Oh, okay, so maybe we're good.
Jack has hard copies.
Yep.
Landis, can I email you a PDF and you can share it?
Well, let's find out who needs it
Well,
before you go and do that.
I have a PDF of it. I've never done that before, so I'm not sure how to do it.
Can we go around and find out who actually can't see the plans right now?
so, all right, so if I hold this up,
Yep,
how does that work?
yep, good.
All right, so, this is so unusual.
All right.
So this is a proposed pool on Lasivita Drive. These houses all went through conservation approval, and we set bounds at the limit of work on the last go around before they got certificates of compliance. And now there are 4 houses that we're requesting to put in pools. Some of them have sheds and cabanas. On this particular one, this is 8 Lasivita, we're proposing to put in a pool with a pool patio where we have limited grading around the pool. We're keeping it, if you look back at the dark dashed line that's closest to the wetland, the dark green area is undisturbed area. The light green area out there is the edge of wetlands. I can point, the edge of wetlands is here, where this different color green is. This is the original erosion control barrier. I wanted to show you where the original limit of work was when the houses were constructed. And this line here is the new limit of work. So what we've done is, this area here is actually grass, but we're not going to do any grading in this area. We're going to keep it all tight around the edge of the pool. Access will come from the end of the driveway. There'll be no stockpiling in the 100-foot buffer zone. We talked about, one of the comments from engineering was any material that's excavated for the pool will be removed from the site. And the pool will be installed, excavated, installed, the patio will be installed. Then everything will be loamed and seeded and stabilized before we go about requesting a certificate of compliance.
Anything else, Joyce?
No, and on this one, the bounds are already, limit of work, the concrete bounds are already in place out at the limit of work.
We'll go around through the commission and see what other comments there be. Landis?
Yeah, I didn't plan up, so I don't think I had any specific comments. Yeah, I just wanted to know how the excavated material was going to be removed. It was going to be removed from the site, and the pool water shall be dechlorinated or desalted prior to discharge. And we really want a compost sock, not the straw wattle.
Okay, I can change that detail.
That's it.
Okay. Bailey, you have any questions or comments?
don't believe so. Thank
Okay. Doug?
Yes, I do have a question. Before discharging the pool water, it will be treated. If it's chlorinated water, it's going to be dechlorinated, as I understand it. And if it's salt water, it's going to be desalinated. Can you describe the treatment, the specific treatments they're going to use to do those jobs?
I do not know the answer to that. I don't know what the process is. There is a process, and I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so it would be done professionally. The homeowner is not going to try.
The homeowner would not do that, no.
And Landis, do we have other pool owners that have to verify how they've treated the water before discharging it?
Well, so my experience is, one, they say they don't draw it down generally, so they don't discharge it. But if they do have to repair it or something like that, we discharge. But my understanding, if it's a salt pool or these new pools, they generally don't draw them down. I think you can just. I think I've heard you just let it sit, or you can put some kind of chemical in that dechlorinates it quicker than just not applying additional chemicals. That's what I remember from other presentations.
Okay.
There are chemicals that will react with the chlorine to neutralize that. Sodium bisulfite, for example, is a dechlorinating agent. And I don't know what they do to in a salt water pool, how you desalinate.
Well, there's two ways to do it: using reverse osmosis or using ion exchange resin. And the reverse osmosis, you still end up with a brine, concentrated brine solution that would have to be trucked out, tanker truck removed. And deionization resins are pretty expensive to use, but I'd be curious as to how they actually do this, because it's not trivial to do those methods.
I think for the most part, as Landis said, they don't drain pools down; they leave them full, so you don't have a complete drawdown. So,
okay.
But there could be a situation where they might have to do that for a repair or something.
Right.
Okay,
Sometimes we have the pool guy who's at the hearing, but what we can do is include a condition asking for them to provide us with that information, what type of pool it's going to be and how they plan to dechlorinate.
Yeah, we can do it. Absolutely.
Okay, that'd be great.
As each person decides specifically what type of system they'll be using, that can be a condition of before they can install the pool.
Medio?
Joyce, where the new limit of work is that where a fence will be, or will they?
So the fence is. The fence is. Oops. The fence is right along the limit of work here, and then it comes down to the house.
Okay, so, all right. I was concerned about that narrow strip between the old limit and the new limit. So, but that's not where a fence will be.
No, it's right here.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's all I had.
Betsy?
No comment.
Al?
My comment is all of these pools have a steep slope where it drops off to the wetland area, and the new grading there, we ought to have a condition to make sure that there's no erosion. They should use mats or tackifier or hydroseed or something that makes sure that doesn't wash away. So that's my only concern on these projects. Of course, the salt water is a concern, but we'll have to have the pool people explain how they're going to do that. Okay, so that's my contribution on these.
I have a question. The number one was excavated material. Which way are you coming or going
We'll
to
be
get
coming,
the excavation?
we'll be coming from the end of the driveway. So the driveway's over here. Right here, so that the materials will be coming in and out this way.
You don't show any, because the driveway is, you're using the driveway, but you don't show anything for a construction pad to clean any dirt off the trucks. So we should have something in our order that says if there's any dirt tracked out on the street, that it be swept up.
That makes sense. The trucks won't necessarily go back to that area. It would be a machine that would excavate and then dump it into the back of the truck. But that's,
whatever.
we can certainly add that condition as a, makes sense.
I think Landis, will you note that they need to keep the street clean if there's any dirt tracked out?
Yep, I made note of that.
Also, I noticed when you get to lot number 12, you have roof runoff dry wells shown on 2 of the plans, but they're not shown on 2. Are there dry wells, roof dry wells on this house?
They are, and they're not in the area of the pool. They're over on the side. But we need to make sure that when we're all done that they remain intact, that's all. Particularly coming from this direction here.
Yeah.
There are any of the roof dry wells in the area construction or travel for the construction vehicles that they either be protected or checked afterwards? We should probably have a note that the engineer would check that those dry wells are still operational after this construction.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I had. Oh, one other thing, you've got a wetland bound that is shown on the adjacent, where are we, lot 2?
Yeah, I know which
Probably
one.
lot 3.
Yeah, when we get there, let's talk about that one. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it was a bad field location, but that's something we'll check out.
Okay. Either way, that can stay there or just move it so
Yep.
that it's on the property line. I would move it right to the 25-foot buffer zone where it crosses the property line. You see that?
Are you talking about not this plan, the next one? Oh, this one right here. Yeah,
About 8 Lasivita.
so
It shows
This
the
one-
wetland.
this bound here will if it's not on this property, it's on an adjacent property. But what we can do is add a bound,
Yes, just
add one bound on this one.
add one. I would just leave that one and just add one on the property line where that, basically the 202 contour crosses.
Yep,
So if we add one there,
yes.
okay? All right, that's all I had. So based on that, so I want to close the hearing.
So move.
Second,
Okay, all in favor? Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, 600. So close the hearing and then someone make a motion to write the order conditions as noted.
I'll move that.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al? Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, 600. Okay, so that takes care of that one. We now have,
Can we jump to 12 while the other one prints out?
You wanna go to 12?
Yeah.
Let me get 12 up here.
So this is 12 Lascivita Drive, and it's lot 3. So here's Lascivita Drive, here's Winter, and this is lot 3 right here.
I have to read it into the record first, Joyce.
Oh, sorry.
I'll find the right one here. Okay, this is number, we're doing 12 Lascivita, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Town of Walpole notice of intent, Conservation Commission public hearing, according to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent of Kevin McDonald to construct an in-ground pool located at 12 Lascivita Drive, within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetlands. Plans on file with the Conservation Commission office. Public hearing on the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall or via virtually accessible video on August 12, 2020, beginning at 7:47 p.m. All interested persons requested to be present. Okay, the same note applied for the Board of Health, so I don't have to read that again. Read it once.
Right.
Do you have anything else, Landis?
No, all the comments I previously read were for all the lots.
I think from an engineering standpoint is put whatever is appropriate in the order of conditions. Right? Landis, you got that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, Joyce.
Yes. So on this particular lot, we have a proposed pool, pool patio, and the shed. The wetlands, you can see the highlighted pink line is the 25-foot no disturb. The dark squares are the bounds that were set for limit of, or no disturb bound. The dark dashed line is the erosion control, and the proposed project here is all within existing lawn. We have again minimized the grading. We're just spreading the grading out a little bit right behind the pool patio, and the fence is located right here. This is the fence, and it comes down and attaches to the house. Access will be from the driveway side of the house on this side. Access will come from here into the pool. Again, there will be no stockpiling in the 100-foot buffer zone. All excess material will be removed from site. There will be some minimal amount of material used for the grading around the edge, but predominantly that will be whatever loam comes out from underneath the pool patio. Everything else will be removed from site. And that's it on this one. There will be activity over, you see there is one roof drain over in this area here. They will likely put down some kind of sheet of plywood over that, and then we will confirm that it's functioning properly when the project is finished.
Okay. Landis?
Pretty much same comments from before about any washout for construction of pool and patio, washout for the construction of the patio or the pool or patio should be directed to a contained area shown on the plan. I think this one, I'm reading from 11, but same thing with 12 if there's a patio. And then the pool water should be dechlorinated.
Okay.
Compost sock. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out if we can share the screen.
Regarding the compost sock, you got that, Joyce?
Yeah, I've written both those down.
Okay. All right. Bailey, any comments?
No.
Doug?
I think I heard Joyce say that the location for the roof runoff would be protected by putting plywood over it. You're talking about driving an excavator over the top of that?
It may not be an excavator, it might be something as simple as a bobcat.
But the plywood would be sufficient to protect it?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is not to depress it or crush it. So yes, the plywood spreads out the weight over the surface of the ground.
Okay.
And it's down a couple of feet anyway, so.
Okay, that would be my concern, that it would not handle the weight of the Bobcat, but,
And if it does not, then we have to replace it.
okay, all right. That's it.
Video?
Joyce, the distance between the shed and, is that the property line?
Yes,
Okay.
the distance between the shed and the property line is 12 feet.
Okay. And where's the 25 foot on this?
It's out this, right here.
Oh, okay.
25 foot's out here.
Oh, I see it. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, that's fine. I have nothing else.
Betsy?
Comments?
Al?
Same one as the other, stabilize this slope so it doesn't wash away.
Okay. And the same comments that on the excavated material, that it's out, and the same thing, if there's any carried out on the street, that it be cleaned up. Because you're using the driveway for the access, and also that dry well be protected. So either is it protected, and then confirm that it's functional after the equipment has been removed.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
I think all of these,
I know
basically the same thing on, if there's any dry wells, the same thing would apply, same comments. Okay? So, someone make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll move that. I'll second it then.
Okay, Al and Betsy. All right, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Medio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al. And Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye. Okay. That was
That was
closing
12.
the hearing. So now we have to do the order of conditions. Someone make that a motion to the order as we have noted.
I'll move it.
Second.
Second? Okay, that was Emilio?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor. Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, 600. Good enough.
We can go back to 11.
You want to go back to 11? Let me find 11.
I just want to make this meeting as confusing as I can.
It's relatively okay so far, I'd say, as Zoom meetings go. I'm thinking the IT guy must have disabled the video sharing. I can't see anywhere where I would change it.
Sure, blame the IT guy.
Yeah, you gotta blame the IT guy.
Whoever isn't here gets blamed. Okay.
Oh, doggone it.
Town of Walpole, notice of intent, Conservation Commission public hearing in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act. Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given intent of Kimberly Gogane to construct an in-ground pool located at 11 Pacifica Drive within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetlands. Plans on file at the Conservation Commission office. Public hearing on the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall via virtually accessible video on August 12th, 2020, beginning 7:46 p.m. All interested persons requested to be present. Okay.
Hey, Jack, have you been asking if there's anyone in the audience that has comments? Don't forget to do that.
Anybody in the audience have any comments? I did to myself. Did anybody hear me? Okay.
All right. So this is
You're up. Well, this is Joyce. You're up. Okay.
I want you all to keep in mind that so for whatever reason my camera is mirroring everything. So this is lot 7, right here, on Lucivita Drive, and this is, and I don't know how to fix it, so this is mirroring, well, maybe it's not. All right, so what we're
It looks
proposing-
fine for us.
It does look fine? Okay.
Yeah.
So we are proposing to build, this sketch has changed slightly from what was originally submitted in that they added a little pavilion and a little shed there adjacent to the patio. The limit of work and the pool patio have not changed dimensions. We just added the pavilion in the patio and the shed adjacent to it. So the pool access is going to come off the end of the driveway for all construction. Again, there will be no stockpiling in the 100-foot buffer zone. The 25-foot is in this area out here. There are 2 wetland bounds here. There's a stone wall between, the 25-foot is off the property. Actually, the rear property line is here for this one. The limit of work here is the same limit of work that was originally shown for the construction of the house. So all work is in the existing lawn. No trees or shrubs are coming down. The pool fence for this one comes from the house here, back, and then back to the house here. So it's right there. And the pool, obviously the fence would come up last. That comment for stabilizing the slope on the back side that Al made will be particularly important for this one. There is a slope right here. Again, we're trying to keeping everything within the footprint. So we would either hydroseed it or stabilize it with fabric, whatever is necessary to get that corner stabilized, so that we can have everything finished before a certificate of compliance when the work is done. And that's this one here.
Okay, Landis?
And that's 11, right?
That's 11.
Yeah, same comments as the others that I had before. And so I agree that back corner should be stabilized with aquifer. And that's it. The only comment I have.
All right. Bailey, you have any comments or questions?
I have one question. I noticed in the other ones, none of the pool plans had the pools within the wetland buffer, but this one does. And apologies for my lack of knowledge, but hoping you can explain a little more why that's okay.
The reason we're here tonight is that all the pools are within the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. The 100-foot, the wetlands are out here, and this is the 100-foot. This is the 100-foot buffer zone line here. This is the 25-foot. So all of the properties that we have spoken of tonight are all in the buffer zone, and that's why we're filing. What we are in is that when the house was constructed and the lawns were created, this was the limit of work. So this is all lawn right now, and they're putting the pool within the existing lawn.
Okay, thank you.
I apologize. I didn't clearly show the 100-foot buffer zone. A lot of people have a history on this property, and I forgot that you were not part of that.
Thank you.
Right, and if you can see on the plans, Bailey, they have the squares that says wetland bounds. So in our bylaw, we have a 25-foot no disturb area. So the first 25-foot upland area is always going to be no disturb. So they're upgrade of that area.
And so this meets that requirement.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're still within the buffer zone, and generally what I say, if you're some of the activities within 50 feet of the wetlands, you need to file a notice of intent for. That's what they did.
Great.
Okay. Good. Doug?
just a paperwork comment. The plans that are on the Walpole's Conservation Commission's website for this property, Lot 7, appear to be an older plan that's kind of different from the one that Joyce was showing us.
It is. So after I filed this, what I did was I worked with the pool installer to lay out the pools. And on this particular one, the homeowners had comments after I filed. So I kept the same limit of work and the same pool location. Again, my computer seems to be mirroring it. So maybe when it gets to you, it's flipped around again. I don't know.
It is flipped around. We're seeing it right.
You are seeing it right. It's funny. I'm seeing it wrong. So if the limit of the pool patio is the same, it's I've added the shed and the cabana.
Okay.
And reoriented the pool. So I mirrored the pool and then turned it 90 degrees.
So would that be submitted to the website?
What I'm going to do is all of these plans that we are talking about, I'm going to bring to Landis tomorrow with the proper mulch sock, and this one here will have the same revised date on it, because I'm going to make sure it all says mulch sock on them. So I'll bring Landis plan.
Right, and Joyce, I would put a note on the plan about the roof dry wells that they should be checked after construction.
Okay, I'll say the dry wells need to be protected during construction and checked upon completion.
Yeah, for proper function.
Anything else, Doug?
That's it.
Okay, Emilio. Emilio? We lose Emilio. Okay, Betsy?
No comment. Oh, Emilio's not connected.
Yeah, he's connecting back now.
Okay. No comment from me, though.
Okay, Al?
Well, I have a different plan. The plan I have shows the pool a different shape, and the patio is truncated on the street side, and it's not the same as what she's showing. I still have the concern about the steep slope at the back corner. So those are the only things. I noticed there's a difference at the back of the house. It shows the deck on the plan I have, but then next to the deck,
what I did add was there's an existing patio right there.
It's like blue or gray there.
Yeah, that's an existing patio. So I just wanted to add that to show it for this one. But yes, I can also.
The plan I have is not the plan we're looking at.
As I said, I originally laid this out with a pool contractor, and then the homeowners changed. They had some concerns, so I mirrored the pool and turned it 90 degrees. But the limit of work back here for the patio is exactly the same, and the grading is the same as what's on your plan.
Okay, Joyce.
Okay, Al? Okay, again, the comments I had were about the excavated material, then they got any dirt that comes off, needs to be cleaned up on the street, and the dry well issue, so.
Yep, so noted.
That's all. Okay, so you've got that. Okay, someone make a motion to close the hearing? Do we have a motion in a second?
I moved it.
Okay,
Second.
we got a second, okay. All in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Mac, aye. Okay, 600. And the order, as we have noted, with the comments that we have brought up. So someone make that a motion?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. Okay, 600. Okay, we got one more here. Town of Walpole, notice of the Dayton Conservation Commission public hearing in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act. Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent of Kelly McKenna to construct an in-ground pool located at 15 Lasivita Drive within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetlands. Plans are filed at Conservation Commission office. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in Walpole Town Hall via virtually accessible video on August 12, 2020, beginning 7:48 p.m. All interested persons requested to be present. Okay, Joyce?
Yeah, so this is number 15, Lasivita, and it is lot 6, which is right here at the end. And what we have is, this is the existing house. This is the wetland line back here. This is the 25-foot no disturb right here. The 100-foot buffer zone is out here. There are bounds that are set, the wetland bounds are set out here, all along the wetland line, and they're in place. We're proposing to build, lined up here, we're proposing to construct the pool patio, and the shed at the back. Access to this one is going to be from the driveway entrance, but it's going to go across the front of the house. It'll go across this way here. Again, there'll be no stockpiling within the 100-foot buffer zone. The fence comes, sorry, it's hard to look and see at the same time. The fence comes across and back to the house right here. This one here, the slope back there is existing, so we aren't really grading at all back here, so that's already stabilized. In this particular site, we don't have that same concern, Al, with the slope, because we're building up on top on the flat. And there'll be no grading down on the slope to level this out. And then it has all the same conditions we've spoken of before. There is a roof drain that's adjacent to the house, as shown on the plan. That will have to be protected and reviewed prior to completion, so that we can be sure that we haven't disturbed it.
Okay. Candace?
So file sharing is now available. But you're doing an awesome job.
Well,
So it wasn't the IT guy.
No, it was the IT guy. He got back to me.
Oh.
He
Okay.
responded to my email.
Oh, all right.
So same thing, any washouts for construction of the pool or patio should be directed to a contained area shown on the plan. Note on plan how the excavated material will be removed from the site. We've talked about that. And pool water shall be dechlorinated, desalted prior to discharge. Compost sock shall replace the straw wattle. Those are my comments.
Haley, have any questions or comments?
No comment.
Doug?
I'm good.
Emilio?
Joyce, on the with the fence, can you walk around the perimeter of the pool without going into the 25-foot?
Oh yeah, the 25-foot, yes, you can. You can walk around the pool. You're talking about right here. Yeah, because the hay bales, I've exaggerated the width of the hay bales, so you can get around between the fence and the 25-foot. There's actually a bound right there. You've got about 2 feet.
2 feet?
There'll be no real reason to go behind the fence at any rate.
Oh, okay.
So this area back here, once they're done, there's no reason to go back there.
All right. Okay, that's all I have.
Betsy?
No comment.
Al?
No,
Okay, again, this was the roof drain protection, and any dirt on the road, they gotta sweep it up, and the material gets excavated, so that's all right. Everything, same standard thing. So, we make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll move it.
Second.
That was Emilio second. Okay, all in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy.
Aye.
I,
Jack, aye. 600. Okay, now the order of conditions, the same standard order that we've been doing, so someone want to move that?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
I,
Jack, aye. 600. Okay, thank you, Joyce.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Okay. Take care. Okay, do we have Mr. Glossa available?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Am I unmiked?
Yep, you're unmuted.
You're on.
Okay. I'm not so, can you put my plan up, Landis, or should I try to do it? I'm not really that.
I am working on that. You can try. I know I can share. I've never done it before, so I'm just trying to get the plans on my laptop.
Do you have, what happened?
Yeah,
I just lost
that was me.
visual. Okay,
Oops.
Whoa.
what happened? Is everybody still with Zoom or not?
Yes.
I am. Can you hear me, Jack?
I can hear you, but I lost the visual.
We're actually viewing John's screen.
Oh, yeah. Is your screen red paint? You trying to get the plan up?
Well, I was. But I'm gonna give up. I can do what Joyce did for the first 3 hearings.
If you've got a plan there, you can just hold it up and show
Right.
what you've got there.
Right, so see if you can see this. This is, I'm representing David Salesnick, who purchased the property. We call it Lot 15 Arlington Lane, but it's at the corner of Arlington Lane and Evergreen Lane. And the assessors have given it the numbers 15 Evergreen Lane. It has an existing order of conditions. There was some, not all that sure as to the plan, but the plan that Landis and I found in the file is much less extensive than what David wants to do. So Landis's request to me was to file a new notice of intent with a new plan and a new applicant. I would imagine at some point, if we get the order of conditions, we'll file for a certificate of compliance for that existing order of conditions. So this is not in color, so I'm not going to be as good at this as Joyce, but let me see what I can do for you. So here is the plan. This down the bottom is Evergreen Lane. As I sort of move the plan this way. Okay, oops, you can't really see it, but there is the corner of Evergreen Lane and Arlington Lane. So this house faces Arlington Lane, and it's on the it faces Evergreen Lane. I'm sorry. Evergreen Lane is, I'm looking at it as you're looking at it, is to the left. I'm sorry, it's to the right. Is it? Yes, you can see it there. So the idea is there's going to be a single family house, driveway, and connection to the sewer. The sewer is actually down the bottom of the hill at Arlington Lane. So there's a little bit of work to do to connect to the sewer. There is a water service, driveway, and then as you can see, there's some extensive grading in the back and to the side. Essentially our limit of work in the back is the 25-foot no disturb line. All of that area will be grassed, and then the slope will be grassed and stabilized construction. So as I said, this replaces an existing plan with an order of conditions, and this is the lot or the house and the grading that David would like to have. So sort of sorry about the graphics, but I guess there's not much I can do about that right now. I can't answer any questions that you might have at this point.
So John, so there looks like there's quite a bit of fill that's going to be brought in.
Yes. There's going to be quite a bit of fill.
Okay. So, what fill is that? Where's it going to come from? I guess there's a note on the plan that.
That I can't tell you. I'm not really sure of any projects nearby where they're removing fill. I'm going to guess that some of it or a lot of it might be coming from either LaRusso or Lopes or some similar company who, has sandy fill for sale.
Okay, so just the fill in the buffer zone should be clean fill, so it shouldn't be, remnants from road construction or oil-based products or anything like that.
Right. Right. You can put that as a condition. I can add that onto the plan if you want. I think it's similar to Roscommon back there where they brought in a lot of fill, and I think Lopes, they bring in sand that they bring from nearby pits.
Right.
You said add that to the plan as well as order. Put a note on the plan.
Yeah, we'll put a big note on the plan about the fill.
And then the slope should be, I think on the plan you said to put a
Landis,
We can't hear
what you were saying.
I'm sorry, on the plan, John, for the slope, you have a note about how to stabilize it with netting?
We have a note, you're saying, or you want a note?
No, the note that's there, I want there to be tackifier placed there, and I don't want it to be an option. I think once the slope is the final grade is in, it needs to be secured.
Okay, understood.
Anything else, Landis?
Yeah, I think the note says as needed, but the slope should be stabilized upon final grade, right after final grade with the tackifier.
No, I understand. There's a lot of slope there and it really needs to be,
And I'll let
needs to be attended to for sure.
And if the commission sees fit, I would definitely put some no alteration signs there. I don't think they were put there before, so we'll talk about that. Those are my comments.
Okay.
That's it, Jeff.
Bailey?
No comment.
Doug?
Yeah, quick question. Looking at the plans running parallel to Arlington Street, John, it says it's a 20-foot wide construction and maintenance easement that's drawn right over the intermittent stream too.
Well, so Doug, so when the subdivision was done originally, there's actually quite a large wetland crossing there with, you can see down the bottom, those are retaining walls on Arlington. So they're either permanent or temporary, I'm not sure, easements for the maintenance, for the construction and maintenance of the walls.
Okay, so that's related to the Arlington, not to the homeowners project.
No, that's not part of this project. Those are existing
Okay.
easements. They may or may not have expired with the acceptance of the roadways. The town actually owns both Evergreen and Arlington now, but I'd have to sort of look into that a little bit. But I did the subdivision, so I know that was the reason for the easement.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Dave Medio?
No comments.
Betsy?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate or second what Landa said about the slope, especially since maybe by the time this gets underway, we'll be into a season where it's difficult to get out there and deal with the slope. And the second it's done, it needs to get stabilized. It can't be like, oh, we can't do it because it's winter time or it's spring or something like that, or because it's so steep.
No, I agree 100%. Let's see that.
Right.
The slope is one of the bigger concerns on this.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Al?
That's my only concern on this project is this 14 or 15 foot slope. It's going to be a tough thing to stabilize. So that's something that they have to start off right at the beginning. As soon as they create the slope, they're going to have to start stabilizing right away.
Yeah. I'll work with Landis. We'll add a bunch of notes there and put them right in the middle of the lot in a big box so everybody understands that the slope is something that needs to be addressed right. I agree 100%. It needs to be addressed right from day one. Once they start to create that, it needs to be stabilized as it gets constructed. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, John.
Yeah, I noted we need plaques, and I would say we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them along the 25-foot no disturb line from the property line on Arlington. One where the angle changes a little bit, one on the back property line, and then take a right-hand turn because that 25-foot line goes over, so there'll be another one on it'll be the easterly property line. You follow me, John?
Yeah.
So 4 plaques.
Okay. Well, I'll add those to.
Okay.
Yeah. We can get it to you or to make sure we have them in the right spot before we finalize the plan.
Okay. Now the other question I have, you got a sewer line coming from number 11 Evergreen in front of this place.
Right.
You know how deep that is?
It's not very deep. It's probably 2 or 3 feet down. So I did that. That was Jerry Armstrong. They asked me about doing a septic system there. If you ever walk behind that house, the boulders are as big as school buses. So it was, Jerry, you're not going to be able to put a septic system in your yard here. So the town sewer department did allow us to run a pipe, a service pipe along the, the edge of Evergreen and down to Arlington and connect into the sewer at Arlington. And so the sewer stub for this lot is pretty close to the same location. So I don't think we're going to have any issue. We want to make sure that the contractor knows it's there. We don't want to dig it up. The water service stub is already here. The sewer service goes over it and it's sleeved. So it was all, wasn't done on a Saturday night or something.
Yeah. What is, you said it's sleeved? Where is it sleeved?
It's sleeved when it goes over. So what happens with sewers and water lines is when they cross, we like to have the sewers below the water lines, but when that's impossible to do because of either elevation problems or just simply common sense problems, because to put a sewer line in this area with ledge and boulders the size of school buses down 6.5 feet is pretty crazy. You'd end up ripping up the road.
Okay.
So it's
All right,
fairly
point,
shallow and it's sleeved.
John, my point is that needs to be protected when you put the driveway in and you bring in construction equipment. You're only down to 2 feet or so.
Yeah, I might be exaggerating. It might be a little bit deeper, but yeah, we can add that to the plan too. That's
either way.
Yeah, we need to see it before he puts his driveway over it. You're right about that.
Yes, so
find it, make sure the depth is appropriate.
That be protected.
Yeah.
During construction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. That was all I had. Someone make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll move it.
Second.
Get a second. Okay, all in favor. Bailey?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
Aye.
Jack? Aye. 600. Okay. The order of conditions, you revise that, and we'll note in the order regarding the necessity for stabilizing that graded area. Also, the protection for the sewer line from number 11 Evergreen. What else did we want on here? Anything else?
The
Plaques, yeah, the plaques. 4 of those. Okay.
and just that the fill should be clean fill.
Yes. And that, John, put that note on the plan also, that it's clean fill?
Right, so the fill, we'll put some notes on about the fill. We're gonna put a lot of notes on about slope stabilization. We're gonna add the plaques, and we're gonna put some notes on about, I think the best thing might be just to uncover that sewer a little bit and just kind of see where it's at and its depth and make sure it's appropriate. I'm sure it's at least SDR 35, but it might even be Schedule 40. And just to make sure that the driveway construction's not going to interfere with that.
Would it make sense to sleeve that, put something over that? I don't know, you can't sleeve it now that the sewer is in without cutting the pipe, but to put some kind of support over that
I'll talk
pipe?
to the town engineer about it. Sometimes we encase it in concrete, but sometimes they don't really like that because then it kind of puts a little bit of weight on it where it might crack where otherwise it won't. We'll know when we take a look at it. As you can see, there's an existing clean out right there, so we can get a pretty good depth on it just from that. And then, like I said, we'll kind of very carefully uncover where the driveway's going to go.
Okay,
I think we should do it before we even put in the stabilized construction. We want to see where it's at.
Right, and that would be protected, some protection over that pipe. So
Yeah, once we uncover it, I'll work with Carl, the town engineer, and Chris Johnson, the assistant, and just get some feedback from them. And I'm sure we can come up with some protection for that
All
sewer.
right, all right, we'll put that in our order that you'll review this with the town engineer for proper protection of that
Yeah.
existing sewer line.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah, I
that,
was just
Lynn?
looking
that,
to
Lynn?
see if there was a letter from the town engineer. We did not receive anything. But we will put that in the notes.
All right, so someone make that a motion?
Did anyone in the audience get a chance to chime in if they were?
Audience. I don't see anybody. You gotta pay to join this. You wanna join this show.
Well,
Okay,
the applicant was watching.
the applicant was here, so there's no one that would like to speak to this application. Please do so now if you want to.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
Okay. Someone make a motion to issue the order.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Let's see, Bailey.
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Dak, aye. 600. Okay. All right, we have one more. Honorable notice of intent, Conservation Commission public hearing, in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act. Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw, notice hereby given the intent of Kristen Lindman to construct a retaining wall and associated grading located at 71 Emerson Road within 100 feet of bordering vegetated wetlands. Plans are on file, Conservation Commission office. Public hearing in the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall or via virtual accessible video on August 12, 2020, beginning at 8:15 p.m. All interested person requested to be present. Okay. John?
So again, Mr. Chairman, John Glassa, Glassa Engineering, 46 East Street, East Walpole. And sorry, I wasn't really prepared, but the next time I will be to share the plans with you. But I'll use the same method. This one is a little simpler, so let me just explain. So 71 Emerson Road is in Meadow Ridge, so it's sort of right here in East Walpole. So if you were from where I'm sitting, right at my office over by Jimmy's Pizza, if I headed south on Washington Street, took a left on Polly Lane, and then you take a right on, I believe that's either Pall Mall or Pilgrim. And as you go up Pall Mall, and then Emerson goes off to the left, and then runs all the way up and comes out by the Old Post Road School. And so this is down at the very beginning, and the lot actually abuts that large detention basin. That's kind of I don't know if that would be bordering land subject to flooding or maybe even a pond. That's sort of behind there, but it's part of the drainage system. It has water in it, at least it did when we did our survey, and it has wetlands, bordering vegetated wetlands around it. So many of the houses, as you first turn onto Emerson, as you're taking that left and you're going uphill, they drop kind of rather steeply down to that detention basin. So my clients, Ben and Kristen Lindman, I think they bought the house a few years ago. They have a couple of kids, maybe 5 and 3, but their backyard, okay, so that detention basin is back here. Here's their backyard in here. This is a line of hemlocks, existing hemlocks here. Right about at those hemlocks is the 25-foot no disturb. And right around those hemlocks are just up towards the house from there. The lot starts to drop, as you can see with all these contour lines. Maybe you can't see it, but it starts to drop very steeply. It drops from about elevation 200 down to 186. So it drops 14 feet. But across between the hemlocks and the back of the house, that's kind of steep. also. Not that steep, but it's fairly steep. So up around the house, it's at around elevation 204. And down where I'm showing this proposed wall, it's around elevation 200. So there's about a 4-foot drop in 60 feet or so. So for a play area, if you have kids 5 and 3, as they tell me, and I don't doubt them, every time the kid kicks a ball, it ends up down here in the hemlocks or past the hemlocks and down in the retention basin. And so they're getting tired of buying, balls for their kids, and they figured they'd spend their money on a retaining wall instead. So we met with, or I met with Ben and Kristen a few times to kind of work this out and see what they wanted exactly, how steep and how much money they sort of wanted to spend. So what they're going to do is we're going to start up here. This starts so that the retaining wall and the ground are at the same elevation at 204.5. And we're going to come along here and then across the back at 204.5, the top of wall. And then we kind of have a little squiggle through here to avoid these white pines here, and then end up at 204.5. So we're going to have a top of wall at 204.5. They're going to remove their existing patio in here and put in a new patio. And so the elevation at the back of the patio farthest away from the house is 205.36. So now we're dropping 1 foot 4 inches across that 60 feet rather than 4 feet. A lot of the fill happens right at the wall here. Up in here, we're just sort of matching in. So it's kind of like a wedge of soil that's going to go in there. There are 3 2 24-inch and 1 12-inch white pine that they would like to take down in this location here. They smartly kept the wall, asked me to keep the wall enough room to the hemlocks, so the hemlocks are not going to be damaged. They provide a pretty good screen for the detention basin, etc. And this is going to give them a nice area here where their kids can play without, having to, end up down at the hemlocks all the time. There's going to be a little bit of work on the deck, not really too much. And then there's a little wall here. That wall, because they have their air conditioning units there, and it's tough to move. Once they set those air conditioning units, it's tough to move them up or down. So, and they kind of sit up higher than the ground around here, so we just put a little wall around there. It's only maybe a foot higher, so just so that there's some stabilization where the air conditioning units are. We've shown a construction entrance here to get to the back, and then we've shown our silt control, our erosion control here. So this is all going to be loamed and seeded when it's done and stabilized, and clearly they would want that done as soon as it's installed, as soon as the fill is placed. I don't think there really is much else happening. This house is there's no septic system here. All these houses are on sewer and municipal water, and that's pretty much what they want to do. And I guess at this point I can answer any questions that you might have regarding this proposal.
Landis?
Yep. So I think John, I emailed John a couple of questions earlier just to clarify the grades, which I think have been clarified. So it's going to be even out to the wall to the rear. And on the plan there was some black dots that looked like trees. I weren't sure if those were existing or proposed, but they're existing, that row towards the back there. So those are existing, they'll stay. And then the other tree indications, those are existing as well, right? Some are to be taken down.
Right, all the trees are existing. We didn't show any proposed plantings. No. The 3 with the X's are the ones
are to come down, right? Yeah. And then on your detail of the wall, you had that it would be the Allen wall or an approved equal, and I'm asking to have approved equal taken off, that what the commission is approving is the Allen wall, period.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what should be shown on the plan. If they come back later to do something else, they need to come back later. So.
Yeah, I understand.
Yep. Those were my main comments. So it is right. So apparently it was a natural pond and then became part of the detention system when you could do that. There is a easement around the pond for access, except I think appears to be on the slope. It's really not very accessible. The neighborhood association, I think, is supposed to keep it clean, but never really has. But I don't have any problems with this particular issue as long as my the items I brought up are changed on the plan. That's it.
Bailey?
I have a quick question. You noted that you aren't showing any replantings, but are they planning on replanting some trees or something where they're taking those 3 away?
Well, I mean, maybe Ben can answer that. I'm guessing they're probably going to be planting shrubs, arborvitae, rhododendron, azaleas, things like that, just for aesthetics. But there was no plan right now to plant any of those white pines. There are plenty of them in the neighborhood.
Correct, okay. and also you can see off, like it's not on the plans, but off to the side where those existing trees is and along the property line, that's full of trees right now too. There's white pines, red oaks in there right now as well.
Okay.
And you're the owner, Ben Lindeman?
Yep, I'm one of the owners, yes.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Doug?
Looks good to me.
Emilio?
I was going to ask about wall detail. I assume it's on the drawing. I didn't see it, but.
Yeah, it's right here. Emilio.
Oh.
Right, it's right here. So,
okay.
So we spec'd an Allen block wall, but man, before we finalize what it is, I think that Ben and Kristen have already chosen a contractor, so let me just make sure he's going to do an Allen block wall. But whatever it is, it's going to be one of the precast decorative walls. It's not going to be but whatever it is, we'll get it up.
Whatever it is should be specified on the plan.
I understand, and I understand why, because they change them without telling
them. They change them. And not always for the better.
Yeah, I get it.
John, how tall is the wall?
It's 4 feet at its max.
Okay, all right. You don't need any kind of railing at the top of it or anything? Or?
Well, you don't at 4 feet. I think that they probably will put a railing there of some type at some point, post and rail or some type of a fence.
Yeah.
But by code, it's not required.
Okay, all right.
But if they want to keep the balls in the yard.
Yeah.
And the kids.
And the kids.
And the kids, yeah.
Right. All right, that's all I had.
Betsy?
Am I next, Jack?
Yeah, Betsy, you're
I was going to also say that if the whole rationale was to keep the kids from falling into the arborvitae and losing their balls down the slope, you got it. I mean, who cares about the code? 4-foot wall, kids running after a ball will go right down 4 feet. It's not good. So if there is a fence, does that have to be, I know it's not totally jurisdictional for us, but that should be in the detail too, along with the, what's going to go on with the wall, I think. And I was also just going to comment, since we had just finished seeing something with a real steep slope that was going to need stabilizing, I wish we didn't keep seeing these steep slopes on the brand new projects, but we do, because then a few years later, people say that they can't have a backyard. So here we go again. But anyway, I think there needs to be a fence. Otherwise, you're losing one of your benefits to, you know, flattening the thing out.
Well, we have no problem showing things. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be one, so we have no problem showing.
Yeah, so best put it on the plan.
Yeah, sure.
I would think you would decide what type of fence and show that and the height of what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
So we have that, okay.
yeah.
Al?
No comments.
Okay, we need some wetland plaques, I think. I would put them, 3 of them, one on each, property line and one in the middle. And along that, is that a stone wall you're showing across the back on the?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a wall. It's not very high. It's just sort of laid down stones.
Basically, that's on the 25-foot no disturb line. So put your plaques there, one on each
Okay,
property line and one in the middle.
got it. Yeah,
3 of them. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, you're coming in on you've got the stabilized construction entrance there. That area on the right-hand side, which would be the southerly side of the property, is that treed? Is that what you're showing there? It's all of those little loops?
It's not heavily treed. It's just
Okay,
shrubs.
my point is, are you gonna be able to, you're gonna be cutting trees down to get around the corner to get your equipment, whatever you're gonna use, to the back?
I'm gonna say no. No, there might be some shrubs to be moved, but there's no reason to take down any trees.
Correct, is that?
Go ahead, say that again. Ms.
No,
Lundberg.
correct. There's no need to take down any trees.
It's the end of the lawn, Jack, so.
I don't know what was there. What you're showing, it looks like it's trees, but I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if that
just
was
how we,
correct or not.
yeah, but it's more like shrubs and
You're
it's,
gonna need something to get those blocks back there.
yeah,
You're not gonna carry them back by hand.
right.
Okay, that was all I had. So there are no tree removals there. Good. Someone make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll move it.
Second? Anybody gonna second that?
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay, Doug, okay. All in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio? Did we lose Emilio? Okay, Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye. So we'll make that a 5-0-0. Okay, the order, the points that we've mentioned and that we want to put in the order regarding the fence, the wall, the material on the wall, and the plaques. Okay, was there anything else we needed? Okay. All right, someone make that a motion for the order as noted.
Move it.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
That was Doug, okay. All in favor, Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio? You're still missing. Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye, 5-0-0.
Thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
members of the
Anybody in
board.
the audience have, we got answered. Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments? Good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thanks, Landis.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you all.
Thank you.
I think we covered everything, didn't we? Landis, do you have anything else, or anybody else have anything?
I think we covered everything.
Okay. I think we- everything that we
So our
got.
next meeting, September 9th. And unfortunately, we're gonna be in little boxes.
Okay, someone make a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Anybody want to second it?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Speak up.
Hi.
Everybody say aye. Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Done.
good.
Okay, thank you all.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Okay.